Hi, everybody. This is Bob Kerrigan, the head of the International School of Denver. Thank you for taking the time to watch our presentation. We were going to do this in person, but because of the snow, we decided that to be able to get this out to you quicker, we would do it this way. Please take a minute and read the attached letter that came with this email. We really want to reassure all of our families that we're taking this search incredibly seriously. The search committee has already met. We have a subcommittee of parents who are also going to work with us. And we are super excited about getting someone in here who just loves our middle school kids, who takes incredibly good care of our teachers, and builds on an amazing program. The other thing I want to make clear, and I say it in the letter, is that we have a wealth of riches down here in the middle school and in the MYP program. Kelly, Risa, and Hope actually built the curriculum that we're using now, so we're really excited about that. Marcia has joined our team in student support and is taking great care of our kids. And Annie is also part of that program as well. So I know that changes make people nervous, and I know that change is difficult, but having worked at schools and seen schools with amazing middle school principals, I know that we will find one who'll step right in here and do a great job. I can assure you that even though the job has only been posted for a week or so, we've already gotten some amazing candidates that we are excited about. So while we're proud of our past and we're excited about what has happened, we are also super excited for our future. So to talk a little bit about the MYP program, I'm going to ask Hope to step in the hot seat. Hope?
All right, thanks, Bob. So I'm going to take you through the presentation here, and I will go pretty quickly. So please know that my door is always open. It's the same door that is shared with Kelly and Marcia. So the three of us are here in the upper school on the first floor, just after you walk in the door on the left-hand side. If you wanted to stop in, if you would like to send us an email with questions, ask us anything, we're always here to speak to you. So we're going to be talking a little bit about sort of middle school and the road ahead. What does that look like for your family? What does that look like for your student? So the first thing I want to convey is that the IB, the International Baccalaureate Middle Years Program, we call it MYP from here on out. We use a lot of acronyms in IB. This is a curriculum framework. It's designed, it's reviewed by experienced practicing educators, and it's focused on the fundamental concepts of holistic learning, intercultural awareness, communication. It is centered around the student. It's really all about making sure that the student has an active role in their own education, developing the character of those students, and also looking at how community and service can be part of their everyday life, both in school and outside. This is what's called the program model. So this is a really nice visual showing you, here you see the student at the center. You notice the IB learner profile on that blue ring just outside of the student circle. The IB learner profile is a set of characteristics that we want the students to embody, the characteristics that we as teachers also strive to demonstrate every day when we're here with our learners. As well, we look at approaches to teaching and approaches to learning. So that means that everyone within our IB community is a lifelong learner, and we want to keep evaluating, changing, shifting, and growing as learners. And we also teach through concepts and global context. So you see those on the ring here. Outside of that is action and service, which I mentioned before, as well as something called the community project. The community project is a culmination at the end of 8th grade. It's a year-long 8th grade community service project that is individually driven, and it is supported by one of our MYP faculty and our community service coordinator, Leah Bassoff. Now, outside of that, you see the 8 subject areas. I'll go into some more details about those, but just to point out sciences, the arts, which is both music and performing, design, mathematics, individuals and societies, language and literature, which is the English class, language acquisition, so target language, and then physical and health education. All of this, of course, is enclosed with international mindedness. So as we teach these subjects, we are always trying to afford the students the opportunity to see things through an international lens, see it from different perspectives. All right, so moving on to the character development. These are the 10 characteristics that create the IB Learner Profile. And we use these as part of our social emotional learning lessons, so our SEL, our advisory time. and also as just a common set of vocabulary to talk to students as they navigate through middle school, which of course we know is a challenging time where they're changing biologically, they're changing in their growth as a person, as an individual, emotionally. So the learner profile gives us a really nice set of words that we can use to help encourage students to be just a very balanced person. All right, so let's dig into subjects a little bit. So with language and literature, of course, this is the English class. This is grammar, writing, literature. The students take this class every day. And as they move up through the years, year 1, year 2, and year 3 of the Middle Years program, they have just a wealth of opportunities to explore their own writing styles, read complex literature, analyze it, and they are given the opportunity to read at their level. So we have differentiated groups within the subject area, and the students have opportunities to expand their knowledge in English and in grammar and writing. Language acquisition, of course, as you know, is in French and Spanish and Mandarin Chinese. This class is offered at the student's level. So for those of you who are internal families, you have been here, your students have been immersed in the language from a young age, your child will continue their language at their level. When we bring in new students to the MYP in 6th or even 7th and 8th grade, they're able to take language at a novice level. So this is one class where the cohort or the homeroom class would split out and go into their respective language groups. In addition, we have individuals and societies also taught in the target language. For 6th and 7th grade next year, this is going to be offered in target language. This is the history, geography, societal topic area, and it's delivered in either Spanish, French, or Chinese. If students are struggling for any reason, if there's any difficulty with this subject matter, it's also taught in English for our incoming new students, so that's always an opportunity. But with the combination of language acquisition and individuals and societies, students in 6th and 7th grade will receive 30% target language instruction in the MYP. For sciences, we move through 3 large topic areas. That is a life science in 6th grade, earth science in 7th grade, and physics in 8th grade. What that means is that the students receive a deep understanding of all 3 of these scientific subject areas, and when they get to high school, they're very prepared for whatever class they encounter. Mathematics is the other subject area where we offer targeted instruction based on the student's ability level. So there is an opportunity for students to study at an honors level, which is a faster pace, but our standard track is also very accelerated. As you note here, our students will receive the Math in Focus instruction all the way up through Algebra 2. Then again, at the student's level, the honors track is not something that a student is placed into and they're stuck there, or a student can't ever get into it if they weren't in it in 6th grade. So honors is accessible to students at any time throughout the year, and the teachers are very careful about letting you know, keeping you posted on whether or not a student needs to move up, move back to standard level, and we offer some really amazing support for mathematics, which I'll talk about in a little bit later slide. The arts is both visual art and performing art, so art and music, and in the MYP, it's 2 classes of visual art and 2 performing art classes, 2 music classes, every week, all 3 years. So rather than electives, which happen in a lot of other schools, this is built in. It is compulsory, the students must take it, and it's 2 classes of each, all 3 years. Physical and health education, of course, we know PE class, but there's also, so there's 2 PE classes and 1 health class. That health class is there to offer students the opportunity to study their own physical fitness and health. Of course, it covers the topics of their changing body, reproduction, topics that I'm sure you are excited for us to talk to your students about. And we're really pleased to offer that very holistic approach to physical and health education. The last subject, which is my personal favorite for obvious reasons, is design. Design is a subject area that I teach here at IS Denver. It is all about computer programming, robotics, 3D printing, engineering. It is the modern day tech class, as you have it. So that's a look at our subject areas. We're going to move on to talking about learning outside the classroom. So in 6th grade, when we first began the middle school, we decided to create an initial trip for 6th grade that would happen during the first full week of school. So we send the students to the Breckenridge Outdoor Education Center, where they have the opportunity to bond together as a cohort. This is really important because we have students coming from outside. Also, students who've been here for a long time that are used to being with the same peers, it's now not about being a Spanish student or a French student or a Chinese student, but rather just a year one or a sixth grader in the middle years program and getting to know each other, bonding together. In seventh grade, we make use of basically our backyard, what's here in Colorado. And so students do a series of day trips based on earth science topics. They visit USGS, they go to the Ice Core Lab, Cave of the Winds, the School of Mines. So really wonderful day trips that have to do with our science content. And then of course in 8th grade, our students do a capstone trip, a service learning tour of Costa Rica. All right, so here's a typical week in middle school. Just want to highlight a couple things that I mentioned to you earlier. So each of the classes will meet for either 45 minutes or an hour. As you see here, we have a dedicated assembly or social emotional learning time. This is when students will be meeting with their homeroom advisor when it's SEL. When it's assembly, that means the entire MYP will meet together, and those homeroom groups will actually be presenting information based on different topics that have been assigned to them. I also just want to point out again the 2 art classes per week, 2 music classes per week, and then as much as possible we try to do double blocks of topics that maybe don't meet as frequently. So design class, since it's just 2 classes a week, is blocked together. So one solid block of time. Individuals and societies, same thing. All right, so before and after school, we have a lot of different club offerings that afford your family an extension of the learning day. And they're basically organized into 3 different categories: the arts, athletics, and academics. Just want to highlight a couple things. Lots of opportunities to do arts outside of the normal school day. And of course, each year we try to either do a play or a musical. So there's opportunities for behind the scenes, set design, costuming, tech, things like that. Our athletics, we have grown a lot in this area over the years. We have a fantastic athletic director, Nick McFarland, who's worked very hard to have team sports, but also we offer a lot of individual sports as well. In the academic realm for after school and before school programs, we've rolled out a really incredible math homework help program where students come in before school to have targeted instruction from our math teachers. There's also test prep classes for those families who are looking at applying for independent schools or the Catholic schools that have to take the IC or the HSPT test. Very popular after school as well as Destination Imagination. So lots of things going on after school for your students. All right, so our community overall, as you know, we have a dedicated building here for our upper school. It is home to the MYP. We operated our MYP from 2011. We were authorized in 2013. We just went through reauthorization and passed with flying colors. So we are here to stay. We also have a really wonderful designated homeroom teacher advisor system. That means that every single morning your student is going to homeroom, checking in with that homeroom advisor. It's their first point of contact, your first point of contact as well if you have any questions or any concerns. Our house system, our Dragon Houses, helps band our students together across multiple grade levels, gets them involved in intra-house activities, and working together on community service projects. And as you know, we have a wonderful one-to-one device program. It is fully supported by our IT specialist, the famous Mr. Tony. And we have amazing use of educational technology in our classes. So I'm going to try to kind of give the camera over to Miss Marzia, who oversees our student support services, to talk to you a little bit about how we can offer your student individualized services. I'm going to advance her slide for her. Here you go, Marzia.
Thank you. Thank you all for this wonderful presentation. First of all, I would like to say that the MYP program is one of the most inclusive programs that I ever taught in. We really believe in inclusion in ISD, and we believe that all students are different and they need to learn at their own ability and their own pace. For that reason, we have a different measure of level of success, and one of the measurements that we actually use is the MAP assessment, which is a measure of academic performance. It's really an accurate measure of their level of progress because it's an adaptive test that, based on the answer of the student, will adapt their assessment and give us a lot of information that they are used to give individualized instruction. We are looking at the results of the data, obviously at the beginning of the year to drive instruction, but also at the end of the year to evaluate what we're doing well and what we could actually improve on every year. And one of the things that we noticed the most in the past 3 years is that our 8th grader performance are astonishing. 88% exceed grade level expectation in maths of the norm, and 90% exceed the grade level in reading. These norms are actually based on not only Colorado school, but international school and US schools. In high school also, we have 85% of alumni that enroll in honors mathematics, which gives a lot of credit to our honor program. And as Hope pointed out before, we have 2 tracks, but I wanted to point it out that our regular tracks is extremely strong, and all of those students, actually the majority of those students, attend an honor programs in high school. Now, as student support, as Hope was mentioning, we actually are trying to support diverse learning needs, challenge enrichment, or students that need extra help or executive function. And that is through the classroom teacher, our specialists. We have a specialist challenge enrichment, Miss Room, and we also have differentiation in the classroom. So very often myself and all the specialists work with the teacher to design different rubric and modify assignment and task to the student for them to be successful. I think this is an incredible tool to actually make the student feel that they can access really the best of their ability. Very often in the high school that I've been to in Colorado, IB is considered as a very rigorous program, but I really believe that in the way we are approaching is the most authentic, because I really believe that all students can access MYP and critical thinking if it's done with the support and the care that a student needs. I'm going to pass through to Hope again, and thank you for your time.
Okay, great. Thank you, Marcia, so much, and have a good weekend. All right, so what happens after 8th grade? I get this question a lot. Because people say, you know, Hope, you've been here for 10 years, you've seen all the alumni leave. Where are they going? What's happening? What's going on? So we are here to help you. We will give you absolute assistance with the high school admission process. I will counsel your family individually. I set aside time to meet with each family, talk about what I've seen in the classroom, what I know from my team, what I think would be a good fit. We can absolutely help with placement test tutoring. And we also are part of a intra-school high school fair. It's sponsored by different schools each year, so we take turns with Stanley British and with Logan to host that, and then the high schools come in with their booths and their current students, some of our alumni actually, and kind of present to parents. We have really strong connections with the high schools. They know who we are. We are no longer the best kept secret in Denver. We have a really amazing caliber of student that's coming out of 8th grade, and so schools want our kids. As far as class placement in high school, as Marcia mentioned, many of them end up in AP and honors level classes, and I would say out of our entire group of alums, the largest percentage are actually pursuing that IB diploma. All right, so where are they? Last year, 100% were accepted to their first choice school. 100%. It's amazing. It's really exciting for us to see that our students are going where they want to go. Now, I will tell you the largest group of our alumni end up in public school for a variety of reasons. Families are choosing this because it's convenient, it's a neighborhood school. Some are choosing it because they really want their students to get the diploma, so they're going to George Washington for that because it's their neighborhood, like I said, but some are choicing in to Lakewood, to Littleton, to Thunder Ridge, to Smoky Hill, specifically for IB. Other public schools we have alumni in right now: East, South, Thomas Jefferson, the Communication and Technology Magnet program there, Denver School of the Arts, Denver Center for International Studies, as well as Cherry Creek High School. So we've had students matriculate out to all of those schools. And then on the private side, both independent schools, Catholic schools, we have alumni at Colorado Academy, at Kent Denver, at Regis Jesuit, at Mullen, at Valor, and at St. Mary's, and all doing really, really well. All right, so why ISD? So what is it about this place that makes it really special and unique? I'm biased, but I'm going to tell you that it's an ideal environment for your children. I can guarantee you that. And we have, as I mentioned, an open door policy. So we really, really want to partner with you as parents, make sure that you're getting and your student is getting everything they need from their education. So our class sizes are ideal. You have new social groupings in 6th grade. As I mentioned, unlike in elementary school, it's a clean slate. They're starting out 6th grade as a brand new year 1 MYP student, and they're going to be mixed up with students that are studying all 3 different languages. It's an important stage of development, meaning right now, as a middle school student, they are feeling a lot of pressure to be unique, to be maybe figuring themselves out, and to be in a safe and nurturing environment where they can feel like they're supported, it's a safe space. They want to come to school and they want to be happy, they want to feel good about what they're doing here, and we really, really take that very seriously. They have a competitive edge as they approach high school. We can guarantee these students are going to perform very well in 9th grade. They can study language at their level. We know how to teach language here. It is one of the absolute most incredible pieces of IS Denver. It's the reason that I'm here, and all 4 of my children will be here at IS Denver next year. We do language really, really well. So they will continue language at their level. Also, they have exciting experiential learning opportunities. So we make sure that we're getting them out into the community every year, making sure that they are active members of their neighborhoods, communities, and that they're doing service. Technology, as I mentioned before, it's something that we take very seriously as well. We're making sure that we're staying on the cutting edge of that. We have really great support systems in place to roll out new things for that. Excellent, excellent math and science program. If you do not know Kelly Babcock, if you are not familiar with what she does here at the school, please reach out to her, ask for a meeting with her. She is one of the best resources we have, just like Marzia, just like Risa, just these powerhouse people who have done incredible things for our curriculum. And then just the community here. And I think that you feel that as you come onto campus. I like to tell people it's like mini United Nations. You know, it's very open and tolerant and accepting, and we continue to support that mission here in the middle school. It's really, really important to us. So overall, we just want you to know that we are committed to making sure that your children are prepared for high school, and we are excited to partner with you in this new journey moving forward. Again, if you have any questions at all, you can feel free to reach out to any of us at any time via email, make an appointment with us, drop by the upper school office. We're here to help. And just thank you so much for entrusting us with your children. This is an incredible community, and we're so thrilled to be part of it. Thank you so much for watching, and we look forward to talking with you more.